Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Happy Sunday to all of you. Hope you're all having a great weekend so far. Today we're taking a trip back to standard mode, playing Raging Walrus's big Dragon Warlock. And there are some big dragons in this deck. When you look at this deck, first impressions, you're probably thinking, how the hell do you win with this deck? It's so expensive, it's so top heavy. It's kind of similar to the Clown Control Shaman that I played in my last video. Also very expensive, also very top heavy, but it surprised me. I started winning games with it. A similar vibe with this deck. I had low expectations going in, but then I started winning and I was amazed. Let's break the deck down. So you've got a little bit of early game with Armor Vendor. You've then got ways to control the board with Nether Breath, Dark Skies, Cascading Disaster. And then you sequence into your big threats, your big dragons. Multiple ways to win with this deck, by the way, which makes it quite fun and flexible. You've got Rustwicks, so you can get those prime minions played, such great value in the late game. Takatus and Yashraj, so you can play Takatus twice. You can get rid of your opponent's key cards, that's another win condition. You have just big bodies, that's another win condition. There's Raku, Alexstrasza, Deathwing, these big bodies on the board that can really put out a lot of pressure. How else can you win with this deck? N'Zoth, God of the Deep. So you can bring back a big dragon, you can bring back the Scrapyard Colossus. That's a big deal. And finally, you have clowns. That's right. You have clowns that can fill the board. And of course, Yashraj can bring them back in terms of being able to replay those clowns again. So just multiple waves of threats. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, Lord Jaraxxus is in this deck. And you'll see him in action a bit later in this video. So let's have a look at our first game. And we're going to be going up against a Demon Hunter.
This ends now. All eyes shall be open.
I'm joined by a good friend of mine, Waste. Whenever friends spectate me playing this deck, I feel the urge to convince them, to try to convince them, that this is not just a meme deck, and that it can win games genuinely. People see cards like Deathwing, and they're like, what the hell is that doing in the deck? So I have to always promise my friends that spectate that, yes, we can win with this deck. We can win. Deathwing is an interesting inclusion. It's not something that you want to play too early when you've got a handful of other cards, but I could see a situation against a very slow opponent where you're both top decking and you're both running out of resources. You play Deathwing and you clear a load of minions on the board, and then they can't answer it because they've used all their AoE or they've used up all of their single target removal, and Deathwing sticks around for a bit. I can see situations where it would work in the context of this deck. Alright, Waste is about to depart. I love it when friends spectate. I honestly get a lot of good feedback, a lot of good advice from friends who spectate me. Keep in mind that I pick up these decks and I just go straight into recording footage for them. I often don't practice playing them because I just don't have the time, so that I could play a variety of decks and publish videos each week. I just go straight into recording footage often, and therefore I will misplay sometimes, I will make the wrong decisions, and I have friends who will spectate and will offer me advice and feedback, and I really, really appreciate that. Consti the Pro, in particular, is someone you've seen before in my videos, will always spot things that I've missed. Will always give me good strategic advice on what to do, and I'm really, really appreciative of that. Anyway, back to this game. Enough of me rambling on. Our opponent, to be honest, has been quite slow about things so far. It is turn 6 and I'm still alive. Against a Demon Hunter, that kind of surprises me. But then looking at this Demon Hunter, I'm thinking it's the combo version. They're going to kill me with lifesteal effects and they're just drawing cards to get to that point. Therefore, can I outpressure them and do enough damage such that maybe they're forced to use some of those combo effects to clear my board, as opposed to saving them up for the combo at the end of the game? Is that a viable strategy? I wonder. Still, 21 health on turn 6. It's not bad. What did that accomplish, I wonder? Perhaps a setup for next turn? For more AoE? And given what will be coming with the lifesteal combo that will kill me, I'm prepared with Tocatus. And I'm hoping that if I play Tocatus next turn, we destroy some of those parts of the combo. Oh, silencing Rustwicks. How very, very rude. How incredibly rude. Alright, goodbye, Rustwicks. No prime value for us. However, we'll soon be saying hello to Tocatus. If our opponent will, if they'll just hurry up a little. Getting quite anxious here to play Tocatus. But hey, credit to them. They've cleared most of my board. But here we go. That's terrible. Oh, that's good. Don't know about that. Meh. Sure. Okay, so we have milled one Moarg Artificer, and I know that is used as part of that combo. If we can get Jaraxxus and just play that Tocatus again, maybe we will get lucky and mill something else that's important to them. But at the rate things are going, I think they're just going to draw their entire deck before I can get to Jaraxxus. Alright, Tocatus survives. That is going to be 8 to the face.
The multitudes cry out.
Oh, there he is. There he is. We're 1 mana short. It's unfortunate. So I want maximum board presence here, and I think the clowns are the best way to get that. We don't get a board full of clowns. We get a few clowns. That's going to be enough. But the strongman is pretty good here. So the opponent either has to clear this entire board or kill me on this turn with their combo. If they can't accomplish that, well, they're going to be dead. So, Mr. Demon Hunter, do you have your combo? Turn 9. By the way, this is impressive for turn 9 on my side of the board. Not bad at all. Okay, philosophy. So, oh gosh, another philosophy. So are they copying the Moarg Artificer? Is that what they are copying here? They'll have another copy of it. They lost 1 copy. But they'll have a second.
My hand is full.
Interesting. Oh dear, here we go.
You're paying for my discretion.
Oh, there it is. Oh, but not enough mana to do their combo, I guess. Wow, so we actually outpressured the Demon Hunter. Right, next game is against a Warlock. So, Armor Vendor, good to see that again. Turn 1. Both Armor Vendors and Nether Breath. I really am getting lucky with my mulligan early on, aren't I?
Armor! Lightly used armor.
Also, it feels like Nether Breath has been around forever. It really does feel like that spell should have rotated out of standard a while back. I'm not complaining. I obviously love it in this deck. Nether Breath is, I think, a key component of Big Dragon Warlock. That healing is important.
Break it, you buy it. Armor! Lightly used armor.
But I'm assuming that Nether Breath will be rotating out shortly then? Yeah. There are just cards that I see that I'm like, how are those cards still there? Like Zephyrus. Zephyrus feels like it's been around forever.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, it feels like it should have gone a while ago. Anyway.
Break it, you buy it. Break it, you
Our hand, pretty full here. Lots of value, lots of big threats. I'm kind of scared of Jaraxxus. That worries me. So I guess I need to tap whenever I can. Store as many of these big threats in my hand as possible. To avoid them getting burned by Jaraxxus. Just waiting for an opportunity to play a clown. Or even to play Runaway Blackwing. That's a great card. I love the design of Runaway Blackwing. I really do. I was debating between Dark Skies and Cascading Disaster there. Also, again, wanting to take that opportunity to tap whenever I can. Need to use the coin to avoid overdrawing. Happy to save Cascading Disaster for a bit later, when I can get more value from it to hit more than 1 million, hopefully. Demonic Studies worries me. Because they always get Rustwicks. Ooh. That's a bit rude. That is a bit rude. I guess I'll have to play it then. Right, I guess I'll have to play it. And we clear the board, so it's fine. But once again, I'm not developing anything here. I am being reactive to what they are doing. Just biding my time, waiting patiently. That's fine. Okay, so... Twisting Nether? Just so I can clear the board and play the strongman. It may seem like a waste of Twisting Nether, to be honest, but... Oh god! Oh dear. Oh no! Okay, we lost some important cards there. Yasharaj, Rustwicks. I needed those.
I have no master. Well, these are muscles.
Great value from the runaway Blackwing there. However, looking at my hand, I still have Scrapyard Colossus, I still have N'Zoth, so we're going to have some waves of threats. That's fine. Alexstrasza, very interesting. Alright, the clowns are corrupted now as well. So playing the Colossus, just so we can get the first body killed off, and then we can play N'Zoth. That's the idea here. We're just going to continue to challenge the opponent in terms of dealing with this wave of threats that will keep presenting. Wow. Double Dark Skies to deal with the Colossus. That's great for us. To get both of those out of the way. And now I'm going to say, we've seen Double Dark Skies, we've seen Twisting Nether. Do you have a second Twisting Nether? I suspect the answer will be no. And in which case, how do you deal with the clowns? There's 28 damage on this board, if our math is correct. 7 clowns, 4 damage. If we know our times tables, that should be 28. One clown will die here to a trade. And my opponent, thinking they can win through a second to Catus. I've got news for them. Alexstrasza winning us this game. Alexstrasza clown combo. Beautiful. Okay. A rogue. So,
All eyes shall be
a real test for this deck then. Rogues being hyper-aggressive, our deck being quite slow, quite top-heavy. I feel I've got lucky here with the mulligan. Swamp Ooze is going to be very, very relevant. And it's as if the game wants me to succeed, because it's given me weapon destruction, and it's just given me healing with a dragon in hand, with Nether Breath. It's as if Blizzard are willing me on here to keep winning with this deck by giving me the right cards when I need them. So I'm going to tap. I could have played the Armor Vendor, but I feel safe tapping here.
Better be something good.
Dark Skies is a fantastic pickup. We could just eliminate the whole board here. I think it's okay to play. In the last game, you saw me use Alexstrasza aggressively to help kill my opponent. Here, it could be a defensive card for us to heal our own face. Self-sharpening sword? Sure. Goodbye. That's so satisfying, by the way. The number of times that a self-sharpening sword has killed me when playing other decks. That felt so good. Just to get rid of it.
Home in the shadows.
But we're still in trouble here. The opponent going all out here just to clear the board. Retain a stealth minion, but that is a beautiful pickup. Absolutely beautiful.
May I have this dance?
Okay, they don't play secrets, so that's fine.
I didn't need it anyway.
So we can heal a little bit here. Remove a 4/4. That's great. That's absolutely great. We can guarantee a clear. And now the opponent is going to be running out of threats, running out of resources from hand. I think if we can get a good Twisting Nether turn on turn 8, and clear a board, we should be in a good spot. That's more healing. Love to see it. Well, maybe we won't even need Twisting Nether. Maybe we just keep trading with what we have on board. Okay, keeping those two cards in hand. Curious as to what they are. You see, I even feel confident enough here to tap. Because of the board presence that I've got, because of the armor gain, I feel quite safe here. And I have Jaraxxus. I have Alexstrasza. I can reset my health to 15 twice.
Better be something.
And I'm desperate to play Jaraxxus.
Cruel fate awaits you in the
I am truly, truly desperate. We could just play the dragon. I think that's the correct play.
Get off my track!
break it, you buy it.
This is simply a board clear. And with a massive amount of pressure on the board, opponent has to kill us this turn or clear the board. And I doubt they can do either of those things. Is it just game over? I think this is just game over here.
Home in the shadows.
Yep, game over. Wow. Didn't get an opportunity to play Jaraxxus though. Okay, heading into our next game. Joining this one in progress against a warrior. Now, you can see from the deck list on the left hand side, this is a warrior playing Cthulhu. And we're just presenting them with one wave of threats after another. And we're challenging them to deal with it. Look at that beautiful value from N'Zoth, God of the Deep, and oh look, it's Zezaraku. Which basically means the opponent can't hit my face. Oh, okay. We had a Zezaraku on the board. We no longer have it. That makes me sad. Still, we can still present more threats. We are far from done. I think it's just a question of what we want to choose here.
I have no master!
So that dragon is going to be able to trade into his minions and kill minions just with its end of turn effect. Okay, goodbye. That's unfortunate, but quite a significant investment to remove one minion. So that's okay. That didn't work out as expected. I was hoping for Carnival Clown, didn't get it. My hand was too full. So that was unfortunate. And still though, 16 damage on board. They've got to clear this.
I'll show you who's boss. No one escapes the grave.
Okay, so Rustwicks, perhaps? But if we're playing Rustwicks, what are we trading into? I guess the Skipper concerns me more, but I don't know. I only get 3 clowns here, but this is still quite threatening. It's 3 taunts, or 4 taunts in total now. Which means they can't hit my face. It's fine.
Your flaws are your strength.
Okay, 14 damage on board. There is Jaraxxus. Beautiful. Well, let's just do it. You face Jaraxxus, Eridor Lord of the Burning Legion. Jaraxxus is now corrupted.
I can't mess up. I can't mess up.
If you've watched my earlier videos, you'll know how much I love playing Lord Jaraxxus. And in a situation like this, where we've got taunts up, our face feels reasonably safe. Jaraxxus does work out quite well. We're not too concerned about that 15 health. And there goes Cthulhu. So, that's it. Game over. So Jaraxxus and Jaraxxus. What a great pair. Okay, so Raging Walrus's big Dragon Warlock. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fun deck to play. You've seen in this video, we were able to beat aggressive opponents, we were able to beat slower opponents. Okay, I got lucky, I got my armor vendors, I got my AoE when I needed it, sure. But can I just point out again, and just to reiterate from the start of the video, that this deck has multiple win conditions. You've got Envoy Rustwicks being able to give you those prime cards that can just be game winning. There is Jaraxxus who can discard important combo cards from an opponent's deck. Of course, Yasharaj letting you play Jaraxxus again. You've got pressure from big dragons, Zezaraku, Alexstrasza, Deathwing, and so forth. You have Carnival Clown, just being able to go super wide on the board with taunts protecting your face. Of course, Yasharaj letting you play the clowns again. You've also got N'Zoth, God of the Deep, bringing back a wide board for you. Once again, taunts coming back, protecting your face. And then, of course, you've also got Lord Jaraxxus. And as you saw in the earlier highlight, with taunts protecting you, even if Jaraxxus puts you to 15 health, it's okay. You can still dominate on the board, and you can then start generating those infernals, one turn after another, and that can just outpressure your opponent. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we'll be going back to wild mode because I hear that the wretched Tiller shenanigans have calmed down, so it's safe to return. But I really enjoyed my time on standard, and I'm sure that I'll come back again to standard mode because I have realised one thing. Over the last 2 to 3 weeks, playing a lot more standard mode than wild mode, I've realised that standard to me feels quite balanced. I can play decks like this. I can play greedy decks like Big Dragon Warlock, and also decks like Clown Control Shaman. And I can still make progress on the ladder. I can still hit the diamond ranks on the ladder playing these greedy decks. On wild mode, I feel now like that's more difficult because of the top tier decks in wild just being very, very good at what they do in terms of Secrets Mage, in terms of Reno Priest. I just feel like if you play anything that's off meta, if you play anything that's a little bit more different, that you're just going to struggle to beat those tier 1 decks. And the higher up the ladder rankings you go, perhaps the more likely it is that you're going to face Secrets Mage and Reno Priest and those other ridiculous top tier decks. So I guess I will have to adapt when going back to wild, and I of course have got a lot of people sending me decks that they want me to play and giving me ideas on things that still may work on the diamond ladder on wild mode. So we shall see how things go. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all again very soon for more Hearthstone fun.